Hello, everyone. This is the International Overwatch League, and I'm running the audio so I can check the stream. But we are here tonight broadcasting the Tier 1 finals game between Zomnics and Ohana Vipers in their last match of the season for Season 5. My name is Light. I am joined by Chaos this evening. We're ready to have a good old time making my usual Map 5 requests, but Chaos may or may not be down for that. But how are you, Chaos?
I'm kind of half awake, half asleep. I'm still in the process of waking up here. But tonight's matchup isn't necessarily the last. There could be a game after this if Ohana Vipers can pull out the victory here tonight.
Ooh, see, is there a losers bracket for Tier 1? Who do we see coming from the back end?
While Zomnics is entering this match as undefeated, they haven't lost in the regular bracket. Ohana Vipers lost to Zomnics the first time because they didn't have enough players on their first encounter. So they were put into the losers bracket against Experience Salvation, where they came out on top in that match. So now this is a rematch from week one, but in order to win the entire series, Ohana has to beat Zomnics not once, but twice. So if they win tonight, they'll face them again next week to wrap up Tier 1. But if Zomnics comes out on top tonight, they'll win the series overall.
All right, I love a double struggle. Hopefully, we'll see Ohana kind of really pull it out of the bag and make it happen for tonight, especially since this is like such a huge title to get. But I have not yet casted for Ohana Vipers or Zomnics. I have seen some great things from their teams over this season, just in our general league, and I'm really looking forward to tonight. But they're ready. I think we're ready, so we're just gonna go ahead and get started. They're going to do map one, which is Elios.
This map, some kind of unpleasant memories at certain points on these maps. I know in competitive for me personally.
I feel like I'm always falling into the hole, you know? Trying to like either rush there, getting booped off the side. I really don't love the maps with all of the pitfalls. I just really like the map that's, like the pit. It's really nice. It's very safe, but there's also those side, rails kind of get tossed out of, but you know how it goes.
This map needs to be retitled the microwave. Just at least that's what me and my friends call it. We call this particular map with the lighthouse the microwave for obvious reasons.
Yeah, you get in there, and as you would have it, we have Ohana picking up the sim pretty quick here.
Yeah, that was a given. There's no way you can't play the lighthouse without a sim. At this point, it's like the new. I mean, I don't really know what the meta is in the game nowadays because I don't watch the pros on Twitch or YouTube play this game. But I have a feeling that's what this has transitioned to at this point.
And hey, it looks like they both are doing some aerial and land combination for each team. We have Reaper and Echo versus a Sim Fire combo.
Now, who's Zomnix is on the left, Ohana's on the right, I believe. They're blue, Ohana's red.
Yeah, Zomnix are blue for sure.
Sorry. Yeah, forgive me. I'm still, like I said, I'm still half asleep.
No, it's hard to keep track of. Usually I feel like I'd know, but I lock onto one player, and that's how I know which team. So I think I'm gonna make Tim my signal for Ohana.
Unless they swap out.
You know? Why you gotta wish that on me?
I don't know, because you call me a witch every week.
You know, I respect it. I respect it. But they're gonna have to do some grinding here to get back in. They do pick up a Winston to hopefully eat up some of that extra sim, funnage on the ceiling, but they're gonna have to make it quick. The longer they stay in there, the longer they're gonna get roasted.
They have a teleporter on the right side as well to go right back to the point, or to exit if they get overwhelmed, which that Winston should take out that turret, which he is. Okay, so no more teleporter. Reinhardt The charge and oh no. That's hard to do if you go right through the middle.
Yeah, just a little out the back, you know.
You don't see that very often. He just went through all 6.
It looks like they might not be able to pull off a full push. Tim gets dancing on the Reaper with this aerial Pharah. So looks like they're planning a regroup, but it's getting a little difficult, especially since we have one out the back.
I like the soldier change from, I think it was Reaper they had, because they had no real contention for time, or Tim plays life as Pharah.
Yeah, we got Kitty Cat coming up on the Torvald already, so they might be able to do like a hard push right here, but it's going to be a long hold.
Ults galore, here we come. This is for all the marbles. They popped 2 out of 5 ults. Here comes another one. They have 1 Sigma ult left.
Yeah, Taddy's out here roasting What's My Ult, just chasing around on that sim. It's like over time, it just just have to accept the death that comes with it.
So that was a full hold for Vipers, I think. I lost track.
Yeah, so that was Ohana Vipers over there with a full hold with the Symmetra. See, I like this one because it's a little less dangerous. There's not much siding to fall off of if you keep to the left or the right, depending on where you're coming from, but still some environmental stuff to be had here.
Yeah, you can definitely get the hook off the edge. They're not going to bring the hog into place here, so we most likely won't see an environmental kill unless Lucio's from both sides get a lucky boop.
Yeah, they all take it to the right. Yeah, that would be kind of scary.
Pharmacy's working for Ohana though, so they got to find a way. They don't really have anything to take that down with May and Junkrat, so they're probably gonna have to change that.
Yeah, May can be a little deadly for a Pharah, but not as deadly as Pharah can be to the May, as we just saw now.
I want to say Zomnics is a little unprepared for this, whereas Ohana may have been a little more prepared for what to expect from them.
Yeah, they really got to take into consideration like Tim's ability on this Pharah, especially with the Mercy pockets. They're gonna have to reevaluate their needs, despite Kitty Cat and Danson being decently into ults. I think it's worth dropping at least one of them to commit to this Pharah.
Hopefully nobody can hear me yawning into my headset.
We're all human. We're all human. Right now I'm taking a quick look at Tim, but they did switch to Torb.
I mean, that's okay, but I would have went with the Soldier or Cassidy instead of the Torb. Just because the Torb is fine, but if the turret isn't shooting at her, along with Torb himself, it's not nearly as effective. And it's hard to keep that turret focused on just one target.
Alright, Danny Marsh going for the res on Rag, ends up picking him back up. Tim is back in the game, getting Ninja Boy and Kitty Cat on the Torb. And they maintain the hold on that. I thought it hit flipped.
Yeah. No, they still had possession that whole time. The Torb was trying to get that turret in position, but it's getting it in the right spot on this map where it's effective that much is hard because there's a lot of buildings to provide cover, so the turret's not really as effective here.
Mercy in Bereitschaftsdienst.
Out here, last fight for control. I mean, I think Ohana has this in the bag from map 1. But maybe not.
Yeah, Tim, the barrage, not quite as great, but picks up on it anyway. And then we have Taddy on the bottom making half, but it flips.
It did flip, but I think they did use all their ults to gain possession, so Ohana still has 3 ults ready, and they're probably going to synchronize them to take back the point. Yeah, they're moving to rotate around the right side, so they're probably going to hit them with the... possibly even a Sigma bomb together. Since I've seen a lot of that this season.
I saw that Ninja was contemplating a little side movement, but it's probably...
Yep, here comes... Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I told you. I knew that was coming.
It was beautiful.
That's gonna be game for Ohana. They're gonna take that. That's not easy to execute, just like how it's kind of like the equivalent of using a diva in an EMP. That's basically what that is. Sigma and then the bomb.
Right, like throwing it at the right time, making sure that the slam doesn't come too early. Very good coordination on their part.
Actually, I think what they did is even harder than the EMP bomb at this point, because you really got to lift them up and get it just under their feet to get the kill. The EMP, you can just drop the shields in an instant and just blow them to shreds. This one was harder.
Oh, shout out to Ohana walking away with that first map. I was impressed by their, like, organizational skills. Like, when they had the Symmetra, they just grounded themselves in that Symmetra, and that's what seemed to work for them. And then here they had Tim on the Pharah, making it very hard for Zomnics to kind of get him out of the air. Very impressive stuff.
Symmetra seems to be the Achilles heel towards the end of this season, where it's just the winning card that a lot of people use, and they walk out with a W with it. Especially if they can just body block for her and let her beam be charged up to full. I think it does like 100 and something per second. Like it's deadly.
Yeah, like we saw that with the last game we casted. Was it Blood Moon Knights and
Space Buds.
Space Buds? Yeah, we saw a lot of that Symmetra behind the Rhine play where you just have the Rhine soak up all that extra damage and then the Symmetra just cooks.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we're getting a lot of commentary on this game this evening. Thanks, guys! We do appreciate the views and, yeah, watching the great gameplay, so thank you so much! Reina says she is so proud of her mother. Is that accurate information, or is this... Either way, good for you for supporting. We love that. So, based on that, do you feel like there's Ohana's fighting for this very hard because I know they're going to have to challenge them again? How do you feel like they prepared for today?
I'm assuming probably they just do what they've always done, like most teams that we've seen, just probably put 3-4 days out of the week into working out, looking at the maps, what they can run with, probably looking back and seeing what Zomnics has run in the past and thinking, okay, what should we use in the meantime to get around it? And then just perfect that Sigma and Diva bomb that they used. And since we're heading since we're heading now to Rialto, probably going to see the same thing there, because like you said, a lot's on the line here, and just one win's not enough. They have to do this twice. So they're going to try to just, beat Zomnics into the ground and just keep their momentum low and not let it build up, because if the tide switches, that could pose deadly for Ohana to potentially lose the game tonight and the season be over.
Alright, we had some love from Morty playing support, but it looks like Morty's moving up to tank position, changing it up a little bit. So they're moving on to Rialto. I'm wondering if they're going to keep Tim on this Farah, especially because there's a lot of airspace. It seems like it's working for them, but they did replace their support line entirely. Morty moved up to tank, while we have Fabio and Jules coming in for support. That could mean a bunch of different things. And then we had some changes around. Kitty Cat for Zomnics is moving from DPS to tank now. Silver, who was playing support, is now moving up to DPS. And they also brought in Bikini Kill. So there's been some planning going on.
Yeah, I have noticed. I think almost both sides kind of have a six-person lineup for each map. Not always, but most of the time, I think each side has done that in the past. And then they probably just change it as they need it, depending on how the maps go. So that's probably what they did here. They were feeling each other out for map 1 to see what they run with, and now Zomnics is going to try to switch to counter it.
All right, they are ready. Let's go. We are going to map 2, Rialto, and if you're just joining us, Ohana Vipers walked away with the first map, which was Ilios. And we have to restart, because this is an EU team.
Initiating match.
I gotta do a flip. Sorry, everybody.
You didn't put it on EU ping.
Yeah, I need to do a fix, you know. Make it. I'm glad. I take criticism. You know?
Knowing how I'm not even awake yet, I probably would have made that mistake too. I am not fully ready for today. I shouldn't have tried to take that nap earlier. That's what messed me up.
You know, it's perfectly good nap weather here, so I hear you. Okay. Fix the ping.
Not here. It's like 70 plus degrees. I should have been outside somewhere. I hope I'm not the only person when on this map I shoot as many of those Zomnics in those boats as possible.
Don't they do like a little scream?
Yeah, they do. They make a little noise as they fall in the water.
And you're like, did you hear that? And you're like, yeah, it's the boys.
I still wish you could have done that to that one Omnic on Paris, but they didn't make her killable.
Oh, the lounge singer?
Yeah, I wish you could have blown her to bits.
It would have been a pretty tragic restaurant evening, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're enjoying your meal, your escargot, and whatever they eat normally at French restaurants. I know it's probably normal food, but I don't want to be rude. And then, you
Sorry, I
know,
wouldn't have cared.
you know, your singer dies right in the middle of dinner.
Zarya wouldn't have cared. She would have just hit her with a graviton and just, like, threw her across the stage.
You know what? You were exactly right.
Pharmacy again? Wait, yes, Ohana's still on the right side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing that.
Still red. No, you're fine. But it does look like Tim's gonna pull out this Pharah once again, so they are counting on this Pharah play.
Zomnics went a Pharah of their own, so it's gonna be a duel in the sky. But Zomnics got shot down first.
Yeah, Taddy coming out strong on the soldier.
They kind of mirrored each other in DPS for a second, but they switched to Ashe instead now.
I am curious about this Lucio Zen combo, what they're kind of planning on doing with the support line, like maybe quick speed, high, you know, keeping the damage pretty high, but they're going to have to back up a little bit just to regroup here. I hope Bikini Kill can get out. He's in that hallway by themselves right there. It might get a little sketchy.
They may have to switch one of the healers to a stronger one, like Moira or Mercy. Which I'm surprised Bikini Kill didn't go Mercy, to be honest, because I've seen her play Mercy a lot this season. So I still think they're still working out their game plan as far as what to do here. Tim's still going uncontested in the back. Yeah, Zomnics is definitely struggling here, even on the second map.
Yeah, I think for their setup, they have such heavy tanks that need great support. I don't think personally that Lucio Zen is my favorite combination. I would like agree with you, like a Moira would be enough to pick this up, keep the Lucio or keep the Zen, but trade for someone who is definitely more of a main healer.
Well, it's because the healing output's not as high. Even the Baptiste would have been better, just because Zen's limited to only one target, and Lucio, while his healing is area based, it's a low amount. Even when it's amped up, it only lasts for like 3-4 seconds, which isn't enough to fully heal a tank back to full. So that's where I think they're struggling a bit. Ashe and Soldier really have trouble with focusing on Pharah and then dealing with Zarya just shooting them in the face.
Yeah, and Tim, Morty, and Patty, and yeah, plenty of stuff about to drop here. They can afford it.
They gotta jump on it. Not gonna make it. 5 minutes. Ohana's got 5 ults ready. They're building up all 6 at the same time, I think.
Yeah, that sometimes that scares me because then it'll, not that they will, but you know, they have the ability to drop all 6 if they want and just blow them like away. Which it seems like that's possibly what's happening. They're sparing a few ults here.
I wouldn't have popped that many this soon. Because they didn't really need to. They could have held on to it.
Yeah, it looks like they
grab.
will keep. Yeah, they did everything. Almost.
They popped four ults there. That kind of wasn't necessary. Just the 2 would have been enough. Here comes the Bob. He's probably going to be taken down quick though.
Not without taking Halo or Morty with him. Tim does get What's My Ult in the back hallway. Kitty Cat gives it a rocket to the face. And then we have some support fighting going on.
Yeah, that hold from Zomnics, that could have been prevented if Ohana didn't use 4 out of 6 of their ultimates just before that. If they just timed it to just 2 of them, or even just the 1, they could have negated that Bob ult by just either stunning or pinning him, or something else.
I'm keeping an eye on Silver because Silver has this visor and a decent flank. You can take out a couple solid people with that. Ooh, and Taddy takes out Scary Trek and Morty takes out Silver. Visor wasn't quite as great as I was hoping. But they did grind off 2 minutes off the clock, holding them back there, so they can afford, you know, a regroup here, I believe. Huge shatter. And a timely beat, but it might not be enough.
They still got the numbers.
Yeah, Bikini Kill out here working overtime trying to make sure that Silver stays alive and keeps this point contested. We also have... Yeah, oh my gosh, my brain. Like, Lucio just grinding around this point, buying all this time.
That's gonna be it for the stall. That bomb went just barely to the door. I don't even know how it got 2 kills.
That's worth a replay watch. Hopefully, we'll get to see that if it ends up being play. Because I wasn't really quite sure where it landed either.
Yeah, I watched it from the overhead view. It went towards the door, but I didn't see where where Ohana was placed at, so I'm not sure how it got them. They switched off the Pharah, but now they don't really have a counter to the Pharah from Zomnics' side, so I don't know how they're going to handle that. Now, I'm not sure how they plan to beat Silver from Zomnic now that they don't have somebody to target her.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're betting on kind of Doomfist making Pharah a bit annoyed because the ceiling is so low in this space. I'm wondering if that's the kind of their strategy. But I feel like Tim is listening. We pick up a soldier immediately.
Halo got a very clever shatter to keep Reinhardt away, and if they get it, 49 seconds remaining.
And they did start with 5, so Ohana's was really being held there by Zomnics. They were able to grind down 4 minutes of time, which is an eternity in Overwatch time.
Initiating match.
Because, you know, 5 minutes seems so long, like, because that stretch doesn't seem that long, but with all those angles and doorways and hallways, it eats up so much strategy time trying to figure out where someone's coming from that, you know, you end up with 49 seconds on the clock because you were too occupied, you know, trying to make sure that everybody was in the right spot at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Science will reveal the truth.
Let's see. Now they're going to abandon Pharah altogether this time. Double Ash and Sim once again for Ohana. I haven't seen Sim use much here on this map. But I can see it working if placed correctly.
It looks
if they
like...
realize they only have... If they realize... Nah, never mind. They probably won't go Pharah here. Depending on how Zomnics goes, they might not need it.
It seems like they're just going to try and bait them around this corner and then slowly probably pick them one by one as they get dragged by the Symmetra turrets. Because they're eventually going to have to come around this. They're backing just a little bit.
They probably know those turrets are there. Yeah, they knew they set it up. When you guard a position like that with the Sim, you know the turret's got to be there waiting for you.
The two Orisas just like gun to gun over here on the side, looking directly into each other's eyes.
Yeah, they're doing what they did earlier. They're just letting Sim stay right behind, well, at this point, right out front. And just let the beam get to full power and then just mow them down in half a second. When that beam's not powered up, Symmetra is extremely vulnerable, but once it's maxed out, she's really one of the most deadly DPS on the field if you can't hit her.
Right, and it only takes a couple seconds for it to ramp up to a decent, you know, ouch level. Ooh, Tyre not able to make it.
They should have sent the Tyre through the building and out the back door, and it probably would have got them from behind, not out in front. That's a mistake I've learned the hard way, where I try to just go straight down the middle thinking I can just, you know, jump and avoid, but no. Because even though you can ride up walls with the Tyre, it's easily shot down in like 2 hits. So you gotta kind of tease them a little bit and just go around corners and back doors to get close to them.
Yeah, we have Zomnics pushing around this corner. What's my ult? Takes out Taddy.
Oh no. I know what they were going for, but they even forgot to throw it. Bob behind them now. That should be enough to get the cap.
Yeah, we got Zomnics for sure. We got Taddy up top, but they do have a TP. They might be able to jump last second. You know, Moira's good for a last touch. So they'll be able to kind of get in there, and they have their own Bob bringing in.
Yeah, they threw Bob just to stall the cart.
Yeah, we have Taddy in the back cooking them on the Symmetra.
Wait, where was he? I lost track of him.
Taddy was on their side, kind of coming through that hallway right there where that little mini is, and then came around the back and started roasting them.
I missed it. Oh, well, hopefully you got it from your view.
I caught just the very end. I saw the back-to-back. But Scary has
just...
a tire again.
Yeah, if he pops that tire, he's gonna have to go behind them. Wait. No, he will have it soon. And when he gets it, he's gonna have to throw it behind them. And they gotta watch out because Ash is up top.
Not very long. Silver up there taking out Tim.
No, don't go down the middle. Oh, he did get the Arista though.
Oh, it's gonna be a little thin here. It's just Moira Baptiste. No longer Baptiste, just Moira.
Yeah, they should be able to get the cap with this. Maybe. If
Moira buying some time. Yeah. Just enough, I think, because we got some people here. Taddy is here, wall is up, but Silver is not having that. We got Moira out here just taking it down. Okay, so they're gonna get this.
Yeah. They were betting on that shield, but they forget Moira's ult can penetrate it. That's what really, I think, saved them right there. If they didn't have Moira's ult to weaken them, they probably would have lost it.
Mm-hmm. But we got some interesting stuff coming up on the Zomnics side. Silver out here with the high noon is up top. Getting some free real estate. They do notice him. He gets out of there. Yeah, it looks like we have some mix of like high ground, low ground, front and back things going on. They're all just kind of mixed together. Kitty Cat in the back taking Halo and Morty just straight to the head with the self bongo back there.
That'll be a hold, so now they got possibly two if they... Oh. That's gonna set them back a little bit, so yeah, I think just one more push they have left in them. While they regroup for Donkey.
Yeah, they can do
tire, but I would throw that tire all the way in the back. Like, stay over on that side, throw it around the wall, way in the back, and force them to turn around. But wait until his team's out in front drawing fire, and then that should be enough to take out at least 2 or 3 if you can get close enough.
If Scary wanted, he could get it to climb that short wall back there just before the staircase and throw it right over there, and it would work out perfectly.
He just jumped over and
went for it. Nice. See, great job, Scary.
That's what he needed to do, and he got it. That should get them the second point. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Tim making it a little hard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be it for them. And Ohana takes map 2.
Hey, I'm glad that's Scary. He's like, I need to do add a little spice. And it was a beautiful tire, but unfortunately Tim had that visor. Oh, hopefully this is Taddy in the back with that double kill. Oh, it's not, but this is still just as good. Like it.
Yeah, but you see how quickly that beam just tears them apart.
Right, even on a bubble like Zarya, like eats away at that bubble.
Yeah, like look how fast they all dropped. I mean, yeah, she had fire coming in from the team, but they dropped in half a second's time. Like that's just shows how deadly Symmetra is in the game now.
Yeah, she really does need, like, when you are encountering her, some definite zoning, because you only get a couple seconds before everything starts to go downhill.
Now, what they would need possibly is somebody to keep those shields down, and if they have a very well practiced sniper, whether it's Ash, Widow, or Hanzo, since it's hard for usually when people play sim like that, they don't jump or move like off the ground. So if somebody's good at locking onto a target's head, one of those snipers could easily shoot Symmetra down in one shot, but that's not easy. You really got to put in time and effort into those snipers, and I'm not sure if either side has one of those. I don't think so, because we probably would have seen it by now. So as an alternative to that, probably a Winston.
Okay.
But he would have to be backed up by a Zen Discord orb on her, along with a Harmony orb thrown on him. And I think honestly,
Yes.
probably just run dive like what me and my team do.
Mm-hmm.
Just jump on her and just punch her in the face until she dies. It's that's what we've done to try and beat a Symmetra. Sometimes she still beats us, but that's what seems to work for us.
Yeah, it's good to hop on her, like, right away. But we do have some changes coming in for Zomnics. So, What's My Ult and Kitty Cat are going to stay. Scary stays. But we do have Andy coming back in for DPS. And they're going to move Silver back to support. And also bring in Nikki Robin. And for Ohana, we have... I don't want to say that wrong, but I'm gonna attempt.
Who?
Zerv Velarde? Zervelarde. Zervelard? Alright, Zervelard. Zervelard.
I'm not even gonna attempt it.
Morty stays as tank. Hattie still in there with Tim, and then we have Jules in. Fabio is going out while Danny comes in. So some minor tweaks and changes, but it looks like they're settling into what is working for them, what they're realizing, like what the map, is giving them in terms of benefits and what their players can give them in terms of play. So looking pretty good.
Now Ohana is blue. I gotta remember that.
Yes.
And not red.
Tim has moved to the blue side.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget as soon as the map starts. I can already feel it.
Well, you do know that Ohana is up by 2, so we're already here at the match point. Am I wrong?
No, not at all. And like I said in the beginning, they win on King's Row. They still got to face them one more time next week. So Zomnics isn't out. They won't be eliminated if they lose tonight. They'll still have a second chance to come back and correct any mistakes they may have made tonight. So, not saying that's what they're doing, but I still feel they're a little. Their mindset isn't in the right place, I don't think. I feel like they could have done better both maps. So, I'm not sure if maybe there's miscommunication going on their side, but Ohana's really been on point, even without hearing their comms. It's really been precise. Zomnics has been falling behind a little bit. They regrouped a little bit on Rialto, but they still came up short. So if they come up short here, they're really going to have to go back and analyze this video and their own VOD and see what they can do to improve.
Yeah, I noticed that King's Row tends to be it's not no one's not favorite map or most hated map, you know what I'm saying? So that people really tend to turn out some of their best skills, especially when they love like a really good map. So we saw some little changes we have a new tank member for Ohana, and we also have Andy back in for Zomnics, and we have Danny back in for Ohana support. So we'll see some things, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see Tim and Taddy play this aerial land combination again, just because it's working so well for them.
Well, since they're, oh my God, I can't stop yawning. Um, since they're on the defense first, I'm not really sure Farah will be used. I feel like Sim and probably May, because they can just wall them off and just the turrets can pick apart the one or two targets that get walled off. For attack, I can see the Farah, but not for defense. I could be proven wrong, but I don't see it.
All right, they say that they are ready. I think we're ready. This is match point, Kings Row.
Now
I really hope I don't sound. I know I probably sound monotone like I always do every time I cast, but hopefully it's not worse than usual.
You're giving us 90s radio DJ, you know?
Excuse me.
But yeah, I understand. My allergies have been like insane these last couple of days. It's finally happening, and so I'm just like microdosing Benadryl at this point.
I'm getting there. I haven't quite hit that stage yet, but I know it's working its way up to me. Just because we're getting to that summer weather,
ready for battle.
which actually that's what we have here in Jersey right now, is very good summer weather, like 70 plus degrees.
It's pretty good here in Maryland too, just below you.
Well, I mean,
Attackers incoming.
I was half right, and you were half right.
But I think we're getting some interesting stuff. We got an Orisa on both sides. But
Well, actually, no, I was right. It's just it was broken up between both teams. The May is just on the other side. So I was still right. Just
I'll take it.
uh,
I will take that.
yeah, they did exactly what I thought they would. Put the turrets right there on the wall.
Defend objective.
Sim is gonna hold the door. The May on attack, I don't understand. I'm not sure why they decided to go with that. She's better on holding defense right there at the choke, but on attack, not so much. I'm not sure what the idea was.
Well, if anything like
that right-
Wender, they're gonna just wall people off and trap them. So we could see anything.
May did get 3 freezes all in one shot in the beginning. No kills on any of them that were frozen, but she did manage to freeze 3 targets at once. They gotta peek around that corner and get those turrets out of the way, but they're being held right there. Window already, that was fast. Less than a minute.
Yeah, and May taking full advantage of that. Ryan goes down immediately. Taddy following him.
Marissa's out of position, she's gonna go down. Farah with the save, kind of.
But we do have May making it a little interesting here. Tim and company have to back up. Danny doing her best on the Mercy.
That should put Farah out of position. Yeah, Farah should get the long spawn with that, and she will. So now they're gonna have time to get moving. Turrets along the walls. Excuse me.
Yeah, they're gonna have Sim wall here, so the minute they're ready to do like an engagement, they'll be able to protect themselves pretty smoothly, even though they're already doing double shield.
I know your favorite thing is to see more 5-map games, but what I want to see more of is I want to see more dive. I don't see dive all season. I think you and the other casters would agree. The team I'm on, we're the only team that's run dive the entire season. I think in almost every tier. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I know that my team personally, we haven't run a lot of dive just because we're a little bit more concrete on our choices. But I see how it would be beneficial here. It would just kind of shuffle these teams and cycle them in a way where it's just really advantageous.
I mean, the only reason I say dive is because being that it's so rarely used and so rarely faced, like when you're up against it, people are so accustomed and so used to what we're seeing right now. Like Reinhardt's, Zarya's, Orisa, Sigma's. We're so used to this team comp and we know how to beat it. Whereas when somebody runs dive and they're just in your face, like with Hammond, Winston, and all that, it really throws you off. You have Ball hitting you with like bowling pins. You got Winston jumping at your throat, electrocuting you.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot to deal with.
Yeah, you got to think differently. And like when you casted our game against Blood Moon, we kind of hit them on this map in particular, King's Row. We hit them like raptors. We had like 2 people on the left, 2 on the right, 2 in the center, and they were flustered. We literally caught them off guard, and we managed to beat them on this map because of it. And I feel like that would work very good against them here. It's just like break them up. They would be looking in every direction, not knowing who to target first, and it would throw them off. Not saying this isn't entertaining itself. This still is, but I'm saying to make things different and to get in the mind of your opponent, that would really throw both of these teams off, depending on who ran it.
I agree. It would be interesting to see a little bit of a shaking up going on. I am looking at kind of just how these teams are moving with this Mei, and this Mei is zoning them like every time, kind of with Zomnics here, because it just takes so much space that Tim can't really engage because it goes pretty high, at least for Afara. Taddy's got to get out of there. So the Mei is so far working for them that's in a way that's like useful.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how the Mei was going to be used on the offense, but it is working for them so far. I don't think Ohana, they are blue, they're not red. They are a little unsure of what to do to beat it.
Yeah, because, you know, there's hit scan to deal with, but a Mei versus a Reaper, you know, it can get a little bit of slowing down. Do you waste the Wraith getting out of there? You know, so she makes it a little weird.
So far, Moira's ult has been used. Oh, wait. I do know probably Pharah is probably going to be the most valuable player for Ohana here tonight.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
Of how those Pharah ults have been coming into play. And same with Danny Marsh for making sure Pharah doesn't get taken out from the air.
Oh, we have some interesting things going on. Taddy is in the Zomnic backline.
Why do I feel like those two are trying to one-up each other? Like, Pharah gets an ult, and then Taddy's like, okay,
I gotta get in there. I gotta get my own triple.
Stop showing off. Let me get my time in. Let me bully them some more. I feel like that's what they're doing. Those two are trying to compete against each other to see who can be the better DPS.
Yeah, I just peeped that it was like so quiet. I was like, somebody's missing. And then we have Taddy just quietly hiding in that top tunnel, waiting for the drop to go on. The Mei ultimate comes out of Andy. Perfect time to drop down because they're, you know, pushing up, and it just worked in their favor. But Scary Trek is on the flank with this visor.
That's gonna get... No, it doesn't get Mercy. It almost did, but it doesn't.
Smell of pulse munitions in the morning.
Yeah, plenty of windows.
Yeah, I think they had a window within the first minute when they started their attack on King's Row.
Yeah,
30 seconds, they can still hold it.
Oh, we got a shatter coming out. Silver drops down, trying to help Scary get out of there. But Silver's gonna have to go all the way around, maybe get one more touch, but he needs backup.
10 seconds.
And Tim, yet again, with the barrage on deck.
Don't think they're gonna. No, they're not gonna need it.
Incoming. Fire at will.
The fight ain't over yet.
Thanks for the assist.
Score.
Alright, that's pretty far of a push. In the end there, it got a little grindy just because spawn is so close that they ended up having to do a bit of touch and go there. But still decently far.
Now I gotta check the thing again. Ohana's gonna be on the defense this time. No, they're gonna be on the attack this time. They were on the defense first map. See, I told you I was gonna forget. I forget every time.
Just shout out to Tim for reminding me that your team is Ohana Vipers tracking you. Thanks for staying. It's the only way it'll work. It's the only way it'll work. But looks like we're getting something new out of Tim. We're gonna see a Hanzo in play for the first time in the session.
And they're gonna run Mei on defense. No Sim though.
But
Rissa, Zarya, Reinhardt, Zarya. They're probably gonna combine the Hanzo and Zarya ults if they can build them up in time.
mm-hmm.
Hello.
But we do get an
Ana.
Ana out of Silver.
3, 2, 1. Attackers.
I don't want to say what I was gonna say. I want to try to keep it PG rating. I was gonna make a joke with Ana's ult, but I'll save that. Wow, they just really charged right through that gate. They weren't gonna get trapped in there.
Yeah, Danny was moving them pretty quickly. They just sped in. Tim gets Nikki Robin. But
Shut
they're-
them down really quick.
Yeah, holding their own very steady here. Like, not even really so much like a tick or even the beginning of a tick. They held them back so fast. Danny Marsh went down, so they kind of folded pretty quickly. The speed was no longer there.
Ana already has like 90% ult charge within a minute, just like how Baptiste got it within a minute. Cassidy going right behind, but they saw him coming. He did get away. Oh, they gave the nano to Mei. Oh, it's Hanzo versus Zarya. Is Hanzo gonna win?
Oh, this is. Oh, yes, he has help. Ah.
He got it.
Once the Lucio came, it seemed like it was definitely gonna go. It couldn't. There was no way it wouldn't go in his favor.
Zarya had to reload. If she didn't have to reload, she could have melted him.
Yeah, no final touch. Silver did attempt to go. Reinhardt shut that down pretty quickly, so they're gonna have the old traditional scuffle underneath the archway.
That is gonna put Lucio way out of position. Oh, that could be deadly. Oh no, the immortality field's gonna save it.
Yeah,
That could have
Danny
been
playing
really-
aggressive.
That could have been very deadly if the whole team was there to capitalize on those three freezes.
Yeah, Danny didn't get caught in the freeze, so they were just bouncing back Mei and everyone else, just kind of making it difficult to get the, like, extra benefits.
Sorry, got taken out. Attack visor coming in. That's gonna get neutralized right away. Yep. Nice. That's gonna be it. That should give them the second cap with this.
Ooh, Silver's gonna have to get out of there, but I don't know if it's gonna happen.
No, they knew Ana was over there. She was a goner.
The payload has reached the chip.
All right, they
5
do.
minutes.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we saw what happened with the last 5 minutes. So you mean if they're gonna make it, they're gonna make this.
They make this, Ohana wins. It'll be 3-0. That immortality field definitely helped save it right there, but they're still moving pretty hard.
Yeah, just quickly. Andy not able to push up. We do have some Taddy just
That's
taking it.
that's it, I think.
I think
Ohana
I
has
would
this in the
agree with
bag.
you.
Yep, that's it. Ohana takes it tonight.
Victory.
3 and out. May have been able to touch it, but she got pinned out of the way.
Play of the game.
Yeah, you have to. I hope it's the one I was telling you about earlier. She's quietly. Yeah, exactly. Look at her. May ult goes off. They're ready.
Those two were competing for that play. Addie and Tim, they were competing for that.
It was like a constant back and forth. I really thought we were gonna see Tim come through. He got like also a triple. It was just happening like so quickly. These back-to-back plays by him and Taddy that there had to be some sort of, I would agree, some competition going on.
Well, this does not mean that Ohana has won Tier 1. All it means is that next week they'll have to play again and beat them a second time. So, if this was the regular season, this would put Zomnics in the losers bracket, but since there was only 3 teams in Tier 1, they automatically advance back up into the finals. So they just have a rematch game for next week. I'm assuming the game plays out next week. I don't think it plays right now.
I'm going to say next week, and Tim is saying, so we go again next week? Yes, you do.
Yeah, I can't remember because I know Tier 2, 3, and 4 don't have this. Tier 1 is the only one with this different setup where the winning team tonight has to beat them twice. Every other tier is like single elimination. This is double.
All right.
So yeah, they will face again next week. They'll have to reschedule the game for either the same day or a different day at a different time.
Well, Ohana wants to take a quick. We'll take some questions. So, are you interested in going to match chat?
Yeah, I'll be there in a second.
Alrighty.
Oh my god.
You know, I always ask for a map 5, but I think I didn't get a map 5 today just because you're kicking into your day, so I didn't get my map 5. But that's okay. There's always next week.
I didn't even break out the pot today. I left that thing in the closet. I didn't even take it out.
understand.
I didn't even take it out today. I'm like, you know what? I'm not today. Besides, this worked out better because at least since this game was 3 and out, you can get your wish next week, and I'll try to be awake for it since I was severely unawake here tonight. Who's coming in for them tonight?
So, we have Taddy, I think, coming in, but she's saying that she's not singing it, so we might not get one. But let's see if we have some
She's
stuff.
probably having the same problem that I did.
Some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we had problems getting me into the lobby like 3 minutes before the game started.
Hello, sorry, I'm absolutely dumb and forgot I was in a party.
No worries. Totally happens.
Yeah, I told them they can all come, so.
Okay, dope. Well, we'll just start with you. Congratulations! That was huge.
Woo! Yeah, and we get. I think we get. This is like finals round 1, because think there's another one next week.
Yes. How this works is you guys have won tonight, so next week you guys will have to play them again in round 2 to officially win the title.
Yeah, because we had a FF against them earlier in playoffs.
Yeah, we talked about that for a little bit during the stream, saying that Zomnics went undefeated to get to the finals, but you guys came back from the FF that you guys had to do to them earlier, and now you guys are back in here again.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
We were talking about it earlier. Between you and Tim, I feel like both of you were competing to see who could one up each other as far as DPS.
I mean, maybe.
Like I kept saying, okay, I kept saying Tim has got one ult, and then Taddy comes in right after, gets his ult. I'm like, ha, mine's better than yours.
I didn't even think
Kinda
about
like-
that. We were just kind of.
Kind of like bickering brothers. Like, see, I'm better than you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah,
That's
we
what it
had
seemed like to
heard
me.
that Zomnics was coming in undefeated, and you guys were going again for this spot. Like, how did you guys prepare? I didn't think it was gonna be like back-to-backing, but y'all did some back-to-backing. So how was the prep for that?
That's a good question. How did we prepare? I mean, I kind of just threw some comps together and we're like, all right, we got everyone going, and I mean, we had 2 weeks in a row where we didn't play, and the last one that we were going to, we had to forfeit. It was the last one that we lost, so it was like we win. And to be honest, we all just had good energy going into it.
Okay, great. And how were like
Chris?
comms for you guys? Like, it seemed like you guys were organizing so well, organizing your players in certain maps where they would shine best. Like, how did you guys decide on switches to make? We saw you guys moving Morty from support to DP, to tank. So, what were you guys like thinking when you were going like through even the switches?
So a lot of the player switches, to be honest, was just it's a view of I want to make sure that everyone gets a chance to play. I was looking at what roles people had. They could play for the team and just putting them on those roles and whatever I knew they would be good to play as. So like some good support players, and Morty is a great support player, but it was like have someone else and then he could run Mario or Orisa, and it would help support whatever.
Okay.
The Symmetra was OP as hell.
Yeah, I definitely my favorite character to play. I don't play it too much because it doesn't always work, but it's hard to deal with.
Mainly the thing is keeping her beam at full power and using your tanks as meat shields. You do that and you're undefeatable. You can't die. I mean, I mentioned it during the stream that if they had a real strong sniper, they could have shot Sim right out of the right in the head and killed her, but they didn't have that, so that left them really with no choice to take her down.
Yeah, it was just more of a. I think one of their things that really got it was their Zarya was giving me a lot of trouble, and their Mei and Zarya were the things giving me a lot of trouble. Had real issues getting through the bubbles and then the ice, obviously.
I was expecting you guys to run Symmetra and Mei on defense, not like Sim and Farah on the defense, just because you guys could have walled them off at the door and then have Symmetra just melt them. Instead, they ran Mei on offensive, so I'm like, I'm still right, but it's just broken up on both sides.
Yeah. Well, Tim's too goated of a Pharah to not use, so.
To say I can't play Mei.
Yeah, he's a really goated Pharah.
So next week you guys are going to be competing once again to one up each other as far as DPS.
Yep. There was gonna be I want to say it was like next map. I wasn't even gonna be in. It was gonna be other people. So.
What?
Oh, that would have made made us a little sad a little bit, it's being like, oh, they're not going to compete against each other this time?
No. Like I said, it was I created a lot of the lineups to try to get everyone playtime, and just in case,
There's how
wasn't
many of
able
you
to
in
get-
total? Is there like 13?
Oh, we have 11 players total, but we only had 10 today.
Okay.
Only had 10 today.
Only.
Only 10.
It's
Only
keeping it
10.
real cash. But we totally loved you guys' like Sigma Diva combination.
Oh yeah.
Like when that went off, what was the planning behind that?
So, Tragic and Raka are like, they're really good at that. That's their shtick. So whenever we play Control, I just say, "All right, guys, know what to do," and it was just, "All right." They just do it by themselves, and we just play around that.
They're just too
That's actually harder to execute than Diva and Sombra's EMP, because you really got to move them up in the air and place that bomb precisely right under their feet to kill them.
Oh, and they're great at it. They're fantastic.
That's I don't know how long you guys practiced mastering that, but that's not easy to execute, even for like tier 2, 3, and 4.
Well, they're great at it, so it works.
We've been playing since beta, so we learned to like work around that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll see it again next week.
No, absolutely.
Oh, for sure. We're definitely gonna try it again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
I was asking for a different team comp on Kings Row that I don't see any teams use at all, which is dive. Pure dive, like Lucio, Winston, Ball, that sort of thing. No team has ever run that in any other tier. So I was hoping to see that, but what you guys are doing is working.
Yeah, I don't think our dive is our strongest thing. We're more of a brawly team.
Yeah, that's most teams I see. Everybody's kind of standard to Reinhardt, Zarya, Diva, Sigma, in the traditional DPS. But I had high hopes to maybe see a dive, but
Yeah.
maybe next season.
Right.
Are you guys planning
Maybe we'll
to?
think about it.
Are you planning to return for season 6?
Plan to for sure.
I'm pretty sure Vipers will be definitely making a comeback next season. That's the plans for the org anyways.
Yeah. No plans on leaving yet, so.
Well,
Okay. We
that's
hope
it
so.
for me tonight. Light, unless you have something else you want to add.
Anybody watching this who sees me in comp, please don't try to Sigma Diva bomb me. I'll find you. Let this be a lesson. Don't find me out here.
Rek, are you ready?
Let's do it.
But also, okay, so I need to know for next week, so I want to make sure I get it right. So our tank with the X name, how do I say that?
You can call me Servlord.
Got it. Alright, that's it for us. This is the International Overwatch League. I'm Light, that's Chaos, and that's Ohana Vipers. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Cheers, guys.